All right, you magical creatures. It is 11 o'clock on Monday morning. The great Mark Puttenvink from Patriot Training Systems. How you doing there, brother?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I should remember to tell everybody. So we were starting that Tuesday show with Molly. Because of time commitments, that's going to be moved to Friday at 2 o'clock, right? Friday 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Friday 2 o'clock from now on. So we thought that was a very informative show, the three of us together.
Yeah.
And we want to keep that going. Just again, just time commitment. So again, 2 o'clock on Friday will be that show all about fitness and health and diet. Mm-hmm. How about Shohei Ohtani? Is it Shohei Ohtani? Is that how you said?
Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So what's the deal? So his ventriloquist.
Well, it's basically what he is. Yeah.
Translator. So there's different stories, right? He's saying that somebody robbed 4.5 million from him. The translator robbed 4.5. Then they said they were trying to pay off his gambling debts for him. So now there's some question whether Shohei gambled himself. Supposedly he's
you and I have known some guys in the past from hockey that have had some issues with gambling.
Yeah.
I think, when someone steals $4.5 million and you don't notice it.
Yeah.
That's God telling you, you're making a lot of money, dude.
Yeah. Well, and so there's other stories that he transferred the money. Shohei transferred the money. Then, he probably would have had his handlers know that he had transferred the money. So there's a whole twisted tale. So he speaks today. We'll see what he says.
Could be the guy was a fall guy. Took the hit for him.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's get that money. He'll pay him off. He gotta be rich.
Yeah.
Ron Jameson, how you doing there, brother? Mimsy, how are you?
How is Ron feeling, by the way? I know he's been not feeling too great. I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, yes. We haven't talked to him in a while, but yes. Guilty by association. The two of us?
Yeah. No. He means Shotani. He's
right.
Shotani.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when someone's that close to you every day, kind of hard to believe that he didn't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah, the guy had a gambling problem.
Yeah.
So so let's guess at the real story then. So Shohei Ohtani's got a gambling problem.
Yeah.
And they tried to make it look like it was the translator who had the gambling problem. So he was going to get paid off. So the $4.5 million was sent to pay off a gambling debt, probably, right? Is that?
It sounds like it. And let's revisit maybe a decade ago. Yeah. A very famous hockey player.
Yeah.
His wife took the hit for him.
No kidding. Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah.
I was naive then too. I was actually thought, oh God, Janet's got a gambling problem.
Yeah.
Ron Jameson. Yeah. All right. So hope you're not too well.
Yeah, that's what I read, Ron. I hope you're feeling better and do whatever you need. If feel free to reach out if you just need a little love too.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely. Susan Brooks is here. The magical Susan Brooks. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the NHL playoff season, or NHL regular season. The playoffs are about to begin. Where are you at with the Rangers? Where are you putting them? They got a chance to win?
Yeah, I think I like this lineup. The big question always is the top guys, are they going to show up when the rink shrinks?
Yeah, I know. Like Panarin in the last couple of years in the playoffs, right?
Nothing.
Yeah, he has such great regular seasons.
Yeah.
And maybe just too bad, because I remember watching him play over in Russia, and he was a pretty good playoff performer, like a really clutch guy. So.
But I notice and it's apparent, he's shooting the puck more than he did in the past.
Yeah.
So maybe that part of it is going to come through in the playoffs.
Totally.
Right. But I like this lineup. And more and more I watch Matt Rempe. He belongs there. I mean, the kid can play. He's making plays. He doesn't try to make a play that's not there, which is what you want with a young guy.
Yeah.
And I like this lineup.
Yeah, me too. No, they're good. Danny Erickson, Pete Rose. Let me see here. Pete Rose must love gambling commercial broadcast during every game. I know, isn't that something now too?
That poor guy, man.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well, yeah. I mean, to now the leagues are making so much money off gambling. Yeah. And again, he reportedly bet against. Did he bet against the Reds or on baseball games, Pete Rose?
Well, he was gambling, but he never bet on a Reds game, to my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really an addiction. Right? Apparently, Yager's got a really bad,
very bad.
He's carrying bags of cash around on road trips and stuff. Yeah. There's that Craig Carton, the famous radio guy, got to be buddies with him, and he'd gone to jail for 3 years, I think it was, for gambling. I think he had some Ponzi scheme or something. But it was interesting with him, and I didn't realize this at the time. I learned from this Jackie Long doing a podcast with her about how there's some kind of trauma that happens to people, generally, not always. In most cases of addiction, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling. And Craig Carton didn't know he'd been abused at a summer camp. And once they found out about it, then cured himself. So
and there's also in most cases, a genetic predisposition to it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gambling in particular, or any addiction?
Well, yeah, because it's interesting. A very good friend of mine, he adopted a daughter, and early on, she basically was a kleptomaniac. She was stealing everything.
Oh.
And I spoke to somebody who's in the business of behavioral science, and they said to me, "Well, her parents were probably street people, and it's in her genes." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely." So in other words, she was stealing stuff to hoard it because her parents are street people,
right?
And if you think about it, there's certain things that follow, like with alcoholism. It definitely you seem to see it familiar. Then again, there's been cases where there's identical twins where one is an alcoholic or drug abuser and the other one is not. So there's a lot of factors. I mean,
your environment too, right?
Your environment, yes. Yeah. So I was educated in this. Anyhow, what I'll say is that there's something that's called shared experiences and common experiences and unique experiences. So in other words, you and I went to the same high school. That's a common experience.
Sure.
However, let's make this up. My parents divorced, yours didn't. So that's a unique experience. So when we're looking at people that have these difficulties, we have to take into all accounts all that. And to gambling thing, I knew a good friend of mine, and you know him well. You know him as well. He had a very bad gambling addiction, and it really replaces everything in front of you.
Yeah. And you keep thinking you're going to win, right? You're going to do.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
Rose plays bets on the Reds from 85 to 87 while he played a man's team. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened, Susan. You're right. I think the difference with gambling, you can't smell it on someone's breath.
Yeah.
There's no telltale signs. I mean, there will be eventually because everything has a consequence. But
yeah, like with Craig Carton, that was like again, maybe people right around him knew about it, but I remember I listened to the show one day and he didn't show up, and all of a sudden they got word at the end of the show that he'd been arrested.
Yeah.
Poor Boomer, that's the two is a good team together, so that he was mad at him in one way because he ruined what they had going on, but at the same time he also was his buddy. So
apparently the rumors are probably factual that Michael Jordan is really like he'll bet $1 million playing golf with guys, literally $1 million. And
I've never been in. Have you ever gambled at all? Do you ever gamble?
No, I go to Atlantic City and I take out $100 when it's gone. I go get something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know it that well.
Yeah, and I don't get any enjoyment out of it. Some people sit in the traps. They play blackjack for all night long.
Yeah. No, not for me.
Let me see.
I gamble in other ways, Tom.
Yes, I know. Comes to the point where you're right now. Yeah. Totally, right. Yeah. Oh, so in Easter weekend this weekend too, right?
Yeah. So I have here's where I have a little difficulty with the whole lamb, the traditional lamb dinner.
Okay.
I mean, it's Easter. Wasn't it like the lamb, like Jesus is like little lamb? Yeah, and now we're going to eat the damn thing? I don't get it.
So is that Easter's the lamb is a big thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I mean, you got to put mint jelly on an apple. You got to jack it all up.
So my family's coming over, my son and his wife, and my other son and his girlfriend, and my grand dog. We're going to do the ham, but I'm thinking, we're crazy. I'm going to see if I can find a turkey, maybe do another turkey dinner.
Why not? Yeah. Hard, like you said, though, they're hard to find this time of year.
They are, yeah. I'm going to stop and shop and see if they got one there.
They might. Yeah.
Oh, the whole smell of the house. So what I've done now, when I'm baking my bread, if I get bread that's going to go bad, I'll cube it up, put it in a freezer bag, put it in
the stuffing. Freezer. Yeah.
That's my stuffing.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Yeah. Oh, I made homemade sourdough.
Yeah, you're getting better, right?
Oh, yes. You know what I'm learning? I had yeast, and it was been there in the fridge for like 2 years or whatever. And it was just bread machine yeast. Yeast is yeast,
Yeah.
But then obviously research, and that's just not the case. So I've got the dry active yeast now. I've got my water temperature at the right, my stretch and fold, so you get all airy.
Well, that's the thing about baking. You got to really be on point with the amount of your ingredients. It doesn't take much to screw it up.
I know, and I same thing too. The temperature of the water. I said, what difference does the temperature make? And I start reading about it more. And
really plays part of it.
Yeah, it's amazing all this stuff. I actually get a kick out of learning that stuff. It's pretty cool.
Because when you're cooking other food, you don't have to be exactly on point.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I just throw stuff together. Don't measure it half the time. Yeah,
I got like 5 compliments last night.
Oh, why? Were you sleeping?
No, for dinner.
I thought you were dreaming. Okay, sorry.
Well, that too. No, I got 10 in a dream, but Beth kept saying, "This is really good."
Oh, really?
Good. Enjoy it. Yeah.
What'd you make?
Just steak with green beans and what was or carb. I'm sweet potato for me. She
Okay,
likes
so
regular potato.
what kind of steak did you get?
It's a strip or
Okay.
sirloin rather.
Okay. Now, do you get into the whole thing where some people will put it in the oven first on the cast iron skillet, and then kind of?
I've done it all different ways, and what I'm
Okay.
finding now is I just broil it.
Right.
And the key, and I was always, because I'm from Jersey, got to go quick. You got to let it rest
After it's cooked?
Yeah,
that's
the key, man.
Oh,
because then all the juices start to seal back in.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, you don't have to. I leave it like 5-8 minutes.
Cover it up, like put tinfoil on it.
No, I just leave it on the cutting board.
How about a little butter on it? Put any butter on?
You can. And so one of the ways that I used to do is a French style where you put in butter and you tilt the pan and you keep flipping it.
Yeah.
And that's good. But
that's French. You have to be speaking French while you're doing that or something.
Yeah, French or funny race steak. No,
but
anyway,
steak. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I just broiled it last night and let it sit, and it was really.
So you think that the resting is a very important step?
Critical, absolutely critical.
Doesn't get too cold though, or no?
No, because it's really sealed. Because you got to remember the internal heat is greater than the extra.
So some people say that you got to sear it first to lock in all the juices. Do you believe in that, or you just think you're doing that?
I think the searing is more for flavor and appearance.
Right. Medium rare, or what do you do?
Medium rare. Yeah.
So what, 130?
I don't even. You know what I do? The thumb test. So the way it works is, I was told the softer part here is medium rare. As you get to the middle, that's more well.
Okay.
You do the finger test.
Oh, gee, maybe I'll get steak. Oh,
yeah.
Nice steak on the grill.
Oh yeah, man. I'll tell you what. Nothing beats.
You know what I'll do? And I'll make some homemade sourdough bread. We'll make that in the garlic bread. Oh,
yeah.
Goodness.
There you go.
Oh, and okay, let's potatoes. I stayed away from regular potatoes for a while. I stuck with sweet potatoes. But now some people say that the baked potato isn't that bad. It's what you put on it, right?
Well, yeah, it is. And again, everything's. It's funny. I was listening to a guy by the name of Matt Wenning. He's a strength coach, big dude, monster man, and. Like you, like I, we just kind of by trial and error kind of figure out what is good for us individually. Because the thing about nutrition or what you eat is really a lot of it is genetics. So what I mean by, if I took somebody, an Eskimo, and I brought him here to Jersey and I fed him what we eat every week, he'd die.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'd get sick. He'd be in a bathroom all day.
Right.
If I went up and ate nothing but blubber, I'd be sick too.
Right.
So it's really, there's a part of that. Like we do know, like celiac disease, which is being gluten intolerant, is predominantly Eastern Europeans seem to have that issue for whatever reason. Yeah. If you have an Eastern European background in your bloodline. But so anyhow, what Matt Wenning was saying, now he's a big man. He found for him, just plain old white rice was his best carb.
Oh.
Because rice is the one carbohydrate that's not inflammatory.
Right.
I don't want to say the one, but it is one of the.
So you think white rice? So the brown rices in that aren't as good for you, correct?
Brown rice is actually worse for you because the husk is still on.
Yeah. Okay.
And you have a heart, especially if you have any kind of issues with, intestinal issues like diverticulitis or anything. Yeah.
I might have bet on them in the first. The Rangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wifey made a prime rib roast. Oh, prime rib.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Oh man. Oh, how would you do a prime rib? You made prime rib?
Never made one, but I think you have to. I think it's in the oven at 350, and there's a time period and.
Yeah, and some people I saw a video where they're really low temp, even lower than that, and then they turn the oven off for leave it in there for
There's 5 hours. I've heard too. Yeah, but again, the great source. Go right to the internet, man. You'll find YouTube.
Yeah.
All kind. That's what I do. I don't even play with it anymore. I go on YouTube
I know.
Let somebody else tell me what to do.
And I'm bad too. I have to watch 100 videos, to make sure I've got it down perfectly.
Well, see, this is, and I was telling you before, I just got home from speaking out of school. My new thing now, and I kind of fell into this. So like you, I'm up early. I'm not quite as early as you, but I'm anywhere from 4 to 5. My first hour is meditation education. Split it right down, pretty much half hour meditation and a half hour of self-education every day.
Oh, cool.
So my self-education, YouTube finds your algorithm, what your interests are.
Yeah.
And then I just, whatever I'm in the mood for, whether it's a piano lesson I'll take online or it's, something to do with nutrition or training. And, it's a good discipline for me. I'm enjoying
I'll tell you, this Gary guy, I remember I sent you the video. What a con artist he is, that guy.
A lot of it out there.
I know, right? And they're so good at it too. They sell it like 95% of the people. He had one the other day where he said the scientists put 25,000 people in a room. I go, how do you put 25,000 people in a room?
Yeah. Maybe if they're all in
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Give me. All right, let's see.
You know, here's the thing with all that, Tom. It's like anything. If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah,
So there's no one pill, there's no one workout, there's no one diet.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and this is another thing Matt Wenning said. I really like this guy. He said, find the eating plan that works for you and the one you're going to stick to.
So, yeah, and that's a big part of it too. Yeah,
and that was again trial and error. He found rice worked for him, and like I said, he's a big man. He's like your size.
Yeah,
and you would think, but that's all. And he said, if you're worried about like rice is a starchy carb, look at Asian people.
Yeah,
that's all they. You know, you don't see too many overweight Asians.
Yeah, no kidding. Is that true?
Yeah,
I made homemade mustard the other day too.
Oh wow! What goes in? I mean, how do you do that?
It's well, really water and mustard powder, and you put mustard seed in there if you want to have different.
Yeah.
But they say to let it stay longer so it stays good. Put vinegar in there with it too. Vinegar and a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
But really tangy. I don't know if I really didn't. I'm going to look up another recipe, see if I can get it.
Well, again, it's trial and error.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I bought in the past wasabi paste.
Oh yeah.
So it like comes in a little tube.
Yeah.
And that you don't need a lot, but
no, I know.
Man.
You know, they make a good wasabi powder too. So you mix
powder as well.
Yeah. I mixed it with my poor son's girlfriend, Val. I hadn't, first time I got it, I mixed some up. Didn't really taste it or anything like that.
Yeah.
I had it in a covered Tupperware, and she wanted to smell it. So it was unbelievable. This poor girl, like her eyes were watering.
How about turtle soup? Did you ever have that on the farm? Turtle soup? No, really.
Seriously? There's turtle soup?
Oh no, it's good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, if I'm like really in a rush, I make it snappy.
I knew there was something there. I knew it. I knew it.
No.
You're so good when you sell it too. Like you get that straight face and everything. Yeah, that's good.
But there actually is. And you know, I grew up on a lake, and my dad would catch. I was a kid. Like one time there was one that was 18 inches across. Right. They'll take your finger off. I mean, they're prehistoric.
Yeah.
And they live to be like 100 years old. Wow. He put it in an old garbage can, you know, the old metal container.
Yeah.
Put a cinder block on top, roped it. We got up the next morning, it was gone.
Is that right?
Because we would call this old timer, retired police officer in town. He'd shoot it. He made soup, turtle soup out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What French Canadian players struggle the most with the English language? Huh.
Patrick Waugh. There used to be a guy in Detroit, one of the early morning drive guys that did. Right. Patrick Waugh, he would imitate him going into the diner. What can I get you, sir? I would like 2 eggs side by each, a pound of bacon, and what was it? Two eggs side by each.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm
trying to think who had the worst problem with French language. Pierre LaRouche was a little, he got better. How about you? Any guys you were around, the French guys?
You know what? I had Sylvain Lefebvre, and he spoke perfect English, and I'm trying to think of who else. The Russians were interesting.
Oh yeah, you know who else too? The Finns coming over. Ray Ruotsalainen. Like the first 2 months he was here, didn't speak at all. Then we all went out for a couple of cocktails in the afternoon. He had a couple of vodkas or whatever, and all of a sudden he's perfect English.
You know what? There's a guy. Just show you, it's not about size and strength.
Oh man, unbelievable!
I mean, he was at that when nobody had a slap shot as hard as he did.
The one timer too. Like we weren't all able to shoot one timers. Not just can you shoot it, but it's on target all the time. Man, and that now everybody shoots a one timer.
What do you weigh? Like 180, maybe 185?
Yeah, at most, yeah.
At most, yeah.
It's so funny too because Herb had this. We went over to Finland for training camp, and so he was over there already, so we met him over there. And Herb had this drill where he'd push the nets in a little bit, maybe like 10 feet, and then you got to go around 3 times in 45 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
So we're like a bunch of blockheads, right? So we're going really tight around the net. Where Rayos he's just keep on going the wide strides, going around the corner. And I don't think he lapped us, but he came pretty close. It was like,
he could skate.
Oh yeah, incredible. Yeah, guy, like real good teammate too. Yeah.
I brought up Dr. Jack today at my little talk.
Oh, nice,
school.
Jack Blatherwick.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how he's doing. Hope he's still with us. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he's got to be older now.
Yeah. So Jack Blatherwick worked with Herb, I believe, at the Olympics too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then came here at the Rangers, and we loved him because a lot of coaches back in those days, and still do, I guess, if they get mad at you, there's the bag skates, and you guys are throwing up the whole bit. But Jack didn't believe in that. It was all timed. Certain days during the schedule when the timing was right to have skates, and it wasn't too long. And he's great because it didn't seem like we were working as hard, but we were getting more out of it. He's just smart with all that, so it was good.
Well, that's come to where we are now, where I think I've mentioned to you, even just training yourself, get to 70% and stop.
Yeah.
Like it's better to do 5 days of 70% than 3 days at 100%.
You've taught me well too about not staying past like an hour, maybe 45 minutes, an hour at the gym.
Get out.
Right. Yeah. Just get the work done. Again, now I'm going to the new gym. I'm starting to meet people. So now I'm gabbing away and you want to be friendly to everybody. And so
My work, because I was kind of in a compressed time frame this morning. 4-minute workout this morning.
oh, nice.
Grabbed the kettlebell and I did 4 minutes of Tabata, which
Nice.
is 20 seconds all out, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds all out, 8 revolutions or evolutions of that, and it's 4 minutes, and
Cool.
really gets the job done.
Got the full sweat going and everything?
Well, it's not that you sweat so much, but physiologically, it's really great for you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I had going, the thing I'm nuts. I get the Bosu ball going all the time. I was doing the kettlebell and the Bosu ball. Almost fell off a couple times.
I'm going to send you a video later. It's Cal Dietz, who's a strength coach up at Minnesota,
Right.
University of Minnesota. He's not a big guy on the Bosu. And when you watch it, you'll understand why.
Oh, really? He doesn't
Yeah,
like it?
well, it has to do with your foot. So I'll dumb it down for me. Basically, when you run, and he could tell by just the way you walk where your injuries are.
Right.
So when you run, if you're not running properly, so by that I mean landing on the ball of your foot,
Right.
your knee and hip start to break down.
Wow.
Because you start to shut off. Your body's not seeing complete pattern. And he's saying that on a Bosu ball, the position of your foot is going to lead to injury.
Oh, like getting injured on the Bosu ball?
Well, not maybe on at that particular time, but it will lead to injury because
Oh.
you're again, if you're not properly
Position
and all
on it.
and all his weight training, like say for squats, he doesn't do flat foot squats anymore. In
Oh.
fact, he does single leg squats with the foot up on the heel, on the ball of the foot, both the front foot and the back foot. So
Right.
you're not going as deep, so you're coming down to an athletic position. But what he's found is guys that they can do 800 pounds, like his athletes, doing that, and they can't squat, 300-400 pounds the regular way. Yeah.
Interesting. We have steak every Easter and pasta. My wife is Italian. Oh, nice. Oh, maybe I can make some homemade pasta too.
Yeah, my mother's Italian. every holiday
Excuse me.
we had some kind of lasagna. We always had pasta.
Oh,
The Thanksgiving Day, it didn't matter, which was awesome.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe steak. What do you think? Steak or
Why not?
turkey? Yeah,
Yeah,
steak.
no,
I don't
go
think you
with
hardly any
steak,
steak.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, good steak.
make some steaks, some baked potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Oh.
lamb thing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a cute little animal. It's like
I know,
it's next to the manger.
But, I don't think I've ever had lamb. Now that I think about it.
You're a good man, Tom. Don't do it.
Don't eat
Don't,
the
go,
lamb.
don't look at the white light.
Well, the same thing with veal. Like if people knew where veal came from, it's little calves. Like they keep these little calves in a little pen, and then they
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a call coming in. Sorry.
Caco has celiac. Oh, Caco has celiac.
Yeah, he's also diabetic.
What is celiac?
It's gluten intolerance, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the diabetes was a worry for them. That's probably why. Well, I mean, Hughes was rated higher, but
Right.
there was some concerns. But hey, Bobby Clark did okay, and he was
Yeah.
diabetic.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually said that. I thought that was says Costco has Celtic or something like that. Costco has Celtic. Tom. Okay, we got to touch on bidets too. Okay, I did some research. Are NHL teams trainers unionized? Good question.
No, not at least when I was there. I don't believe they are now.
Yeah, I don't think they are either. All right, so I did some YouTube videos checking on bidets. I don't get it. Here's the thing. So is it it's cleaner supposedly? This one guy was using it and he was enjoying it way too much. The thing going.
Yeah, maybe he's got issues.
Well, yeah, because you got how do you get it to like point properly? So you got to position your butt in the right place.
Well, if you think about it, just bend over in the shower. You get the same thing done.
Yeah, get it in the shower
Yeah.
because you got to tab it dry anyway with a
Which,
towel.
by the way, this is a really pet peeve of mine right now. You know this commercial, this lady, Lumi or whatever it is, it's like a deodorant for your whole body.
Oh, okay, yep.
I don't want to hear about your butt crack stank.
Oh, did she
Like,
discuss that?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
my
in the
goodness.
commercial, she's going, I'm like, oh, take a shower, woman.
Oh,
It's
God.
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole bidet thing. Yeah, like so you got to first of all you got to get the water warmed up. You don't want to squirt cold water up there, right?
Right? No.
Yeah.
No.
And so okay, I can give you that it may be cleaner than wiping. I can give you
Yeah.
that, but then you got to get the towel there. So it's a whole process. Like I want to get in and get out.
It's probably one of the reasons that it's not really widespread here in the States. If you go to a Home Depot,
Yeah.
I'll give you $100 to go up and ask her, hey, where's the bidet?
They've got those portable ones now that you don't have to have a separate bowl. There's this new attachment that you put on it, and it sprays up there.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I mean, if I liked it too much, that would be a problem. I'd be worried. So
You might not come out.
I'm just sitting in there all day. But, oh God.
Have your mail delivered there and everything.
Yeah, I know. Have you ever sat there so long you start reading something on your phone or whatever, you go up and
Oh, it's terrible. You got to really,
you're
so
cramped.
you start looking at your phone or something and you go, oh,
Yeah.
man, I got to shave again.
Yeah, I know. Susan Machine. Yes, Susan Machine, Susan Brooks. Rowing machine. Yes, excellent exercise. Do you think if you just did, I mean, there's a few exercises like this, but if you just did rowing,
It's
that'd be a good exercise.
excellent piece of equipment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kurt Fraser was a diabetic. I did not realize that about him. Kurt Fraser, tough dude.
He was a tough kid, yeah.
Oh, man. I spanked him my rookie year at the Garden. He came down the boards and I just drilled him. Like, it's one of those things where really, it's not his name. Eddie Johnstone came over to me after. He goes, you do know he's pretty tough.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I must have heard him because he didn't come back at all. And he wasn't like that some other times. But, yeah. You know, this when you first get to the league, you don't know all the tough guys or how tough guys are, and you start hitting people. And
well, that's I don't know if this ever happened to you because you're huge, but it's a guy posted up behind the net, right, and I came flying in. He looked to be my size, maybe a little bigger.
Right.
He didn't move, man.
Oh,
he must have been like 5'8", 220 or something, just a ball of muscle.
Oh yeah,
I bounced off like
Oh, that's funny. Had a great. It was Tuesday night. We were at last Thursday night. We were in New Rochelle, Davenport Mansion. They had the New Rochelle Magicians, their youth hockey organization. New Rochelle Knights.
Okay.
So they had all the kids for it was a banquet, to give up.
That's a good program. I remember going up there with Sean when he was little to play like might hockey.
I think they don't try to be like that tier 3 or whatever, that high level. It's good for. It seemed like the coach is really good. Get up, make speeches about what was important. Talking about getting better. This one boy that gave the award to. I guess one of the locals had passed away, and they developed this fund, and they give him a certain amount of money for a scholarship. And as a kid, he actually lived close to me. I didn't realize he'd been in Portchester, but he was playing for New Rochelle. And he did this list of things. I think he was like 16 years old, and he's got his pilot's license. He's sings a cappella. Was that what you sing?
A cappella.
A cappella. A whole list of stuff, and it's so diverse, like from singing to playing hockey, and he just was like. I had to go up and meet the kid. I was in awe of him at 16 years old.
I made an ashtray and wood shop. That was it. It started off as a shelf, but it ended up being an ashtray.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, you know what? There's no more shop classes in school, right? They don't take.
I don't think so. No.
I guess
not cool.
I know. Because I remember that was. I actually kept some stuff that I had. Like, I actually did make an ashtray, a metal ashtray. I had to solder it together and the whole bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, like it now. I'm not like I built my bar to have in my kitchen. I'm not like a total handyman, but I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Well, growing up on a farm, I'm sure you had to really know your way around too.
Yeah, and the second home we lived in, we'd sold the farm, and then they would kept an acre of land, and we built our own house. Well, we had a builder, but we were hands on doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a great experience too. And then, like at the end, my father and I finished off the rec room downstairs. We had the old barn board, so I helped him. So I learned a lot of stuff. My father was pretty good at it.
Yeah, my dad, like your dad, he could do it all: electric, carpentry, car, and you know what, Tom? Like he'd be showing me, and I'd be like, and I'm thinking about baseball or something.
Yeah, I know. And that's where you think back to some of the. I think that probably you're the same way. I know you are. The one big thing we got from them was the work ethic and the way to figure it out and get it done and never quit and all that. So it wasn't the specifics; it was that whole lifestyle, that whole mentality.
I wish I paid attention because you save a lot of money now.
Oh yeah,
like my cousin Brendan, he does it all.
Oh,
he's one of those dudes. He can do carpentry. He can do, all
electrical work and everything.
I think he shies most people. Me too. I don't play with that.
Yeah.
Although I did hook up the ring here.
Oh,
I was so proud. Like, it's low voltage. Like you couldn't hurt yourself, but it's still there were wires involved. That's all it takes for me to feel good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's true. Because you're afraid, like even if something doesn't happen right away, you're thinking, okay, something's going to happen later on down the road. Something going to catch fire or something.
Burn down the house.
Yeah. You wouldn't spend money. What do we got here? I found out there. Talking about Kurt Fraser. Found out there. Season go.
That's right. Yeah, he was in Chicago, Vancouver too, right?
Yep. Yeah. I met him first when he's Vancouver. He's a hard man. Yeah. I watched Fraser beat up, bust up Gresh years ago, and Ron was a tough dude also. Yep.
Who'd he beat?
Ron Greshner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah. Tom, you should come up to Utica with the IIHF Women's Hockey Championship. It's held there starting April 3rd. Oh, really? Wow.
Huh.
Good. Women's hockey's good, man. They're a lot better. They train more like the guys do now and everything. So very good. Up in Utica. April 2nd, we will be at the Chelsea Piers in Manhattan for the Skate with the Greats. All the proceeds go for the Ronald McDonald House. That's a great event. Must be like 1,000 people there. I'm the MC, I think, for like the 4th year in a row. I'm the MC. So it's funny. They give me a script. And they know me and they say, don't deviate from the script. Stay to it. Because they know I'll go off babbling and trying to whatever.
I don't know if they still do. They still have that game, the celebrity game at the Garden for Tomorrow's Children, or no, for Make-A-Wish.
I don't know if they do or not. I don't think there's a specific game. Oh no, there must be. Yes.
So
yes,
we did one, and the bench coach for us was John McEnroe.
Oh.
And then the other bench coach, remember Matthew Modine, the actor?
Sure. Yeah.
And then
was he in that wrestling movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Vision Quest.
Yeah, there you go.
Vision Quest.
Yeah.
With Linda Fracciano or
Careful that word.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But here's the real rub. The goaltender was Anthony Weiner. I swear to God.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I always got a kick out of that name, especially when he got in trouble for it, right? Like,
oh yeah, well, you could play. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But Susan Sarandon was married to because he skated too. What's his name?
Yeah, the big guy who's in the
the baseball movie.
Yeah, they were in that together, right, with Kevin Costner. Yeah.
So their daughter, or I think it was her daughter from the first marriage. I don't know. She was like 16, and she liked Danny Blackburn. Right?
Oh.
So she came in a room looking for him. Where's Danny? And I'm like, I don't know. So I find him in the Nick room, right? Like, what are you doing? He goes, oh. I said, Danny, are you stupid?
Susan Sarandon's daughter.
Yeah, exactly. How long are you going to play? 5 years?
That's funny.
Man.
Yeah, you don't think that. You don't think that.
He's like, because he was only 18. He was living with JD then still.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we had a game last week. Tim Robbins. Thank you, Susan.
That's it. Yeah. Tim Robbins.
Yeah. Susan's always got my
She's good. She's good.
So we had a game last week too. It was Tuesday. It was at the Garden. Steve Valiquette coached one team. I coached the other. So a bunch of guys from JP Morgan Chase were playing. It was a pretty spirited game too. They got into it.
Well, UBS, they have a game in Switzerland, and they have one here at the UBS Arena on the island. Oh. And there's a young man I coached years ago. He's a head coach here at a local high school. He's done really well, but he works for them. Oh. And they've got some good players because it's a big company. A lot of some guys play D1 or whatever. Sure. Yeah. So it's pretty good hockey. Yeah.
So one guy, him, has a hard time standing up out there. Good guy too. He's laughing. He says, I'm mastering falling down. I said, no. You're mastering getting up. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, Keith Morano, my buddy, who always comes into the show here, but he just was because he was a law enforcement agent. So the PBA he just was up in Boston for a tournament. He said, like, some of these teams, like the first two lines are all guys that play D1.
Yeah.
And now we're cops up there. Yeah.
Isn't it funny, all those games too? But to start off, everybody's just kind of being nice and having fun. By the time like that last 5 minutes comes around, it's
elbows are going.
Funny stuff. Valiquette's pretty good too. Him and I think he's got better hair than Henry Lundqvist. Or you think Lundqvist's hair is better?
Hank's got the whole package, man.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're, what? Go ahead.
No, he's on another show now. Who's the celebrity he's with?
Oh, Lundqvist.
Yeah, it's MSG. Like they usually have a guest on.
Oh. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've only caught bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, it is. When you're around Henrik, if you're around him a few times, always the same. The hair's always done just perfectly. Yeah. The beard's trimmed up the same way all the time, same length, never shabby. The clothes are always, perfect. Yeah. He's kept himself in shape. Yeah. Well, I guess that's his brand, right? That's part of who he is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, King Henry. Yeah. And I think it's playing in New York too. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I think he's done such a good job. Not unlike Derek Jeter, right? There's nothing ever bad said about him.
No.
Never caught doing that. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, Sean Avery, didn't he work for a fashion magazine one summer?
Yeah, Vogue, right? Yeah.
Vogue.
Yeah. How about was Henrik a partner of Avery in a restaurant too? I heard that.
That I don't know. Yeah.
Did you ever hear the rumors about speaking to Derek Jeter that when he would bring a woman home, he had a gift basket?
Baseball. Yeah.
It's like flowers and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. He'd sign a ball.
The story was supposedly that one girl had already been there. He didn't realize it was a repeat. And so
Yeah.
he gave her the basket. She goes, "You don't remember me?" Like she thought he'd remembered her. That's the story.
You got to be quick on your feet. You say, well, no, in case you got a niece or a nephew that wants.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like to wonder, how are you about remembering people's names? Like when you meet somebody.
Horrible.
Are you?
So what I do, I make up, like, I just decide what your name's going to be.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they say that's not the correct name, you go, you change your name?
Yeah, exactly. So we had a neighbor here. I call him Tom. Beth's sister's name is Paul, but that's not.
Yeah. So what do you do if you've been calling the guy, or you can't remember the guy's name at all, but you see him all the time, and the time goes by, and you think, I gotta ask him again. But is that embarrassing to ask him again?
So that actually, I mean, there was a guy in town. This was years ago when I was a kid, and I called him whatever it was for years, and then finally one day he goes, I mean to tell you, why'd you wait so long?
There's a guy at the gym that calls me Tony all the time now, too. Really nice guy. He comes up to me all the time. He's like, "Hey, Tony." And I don't have the heart to say to him, like, "It's Tom."
Oh, yeah. No, I've had, the deli here I used to go, he called me Paul. And I just, finally after a while, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah.
Did you ever tell him?
Yeah, but then we just laughed and he still called me Paul.
See, I admire that. I admire that a lot. Yeah. Don't quit. Don't quit. If you decide it's Paul, it's Paul. Then that's it.
Yeah.
So have you ever, going back to the bidet, have you ever used a bidet?
Never.
The whole concept, just like,
I know a guy, you know him too. We'll talk about it later. He goes outside. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you marking your territory?
He goes outside to pee?
Yeah. And he lives in a nice town. A little bit different.
Oh, so he's inside the house, but he won't
go outside.
Oh, God. Well, I guess think back and years ago, there's no toilets.
Well, I still don't understand why we're so uptight about
Yeah. Well, who do you think invented the toilet? Like, when did that start? Like the shape of the bowl?
I don't want to know. I want to know who invented toilet water that women put on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What the hell is that about?
I know.
Susan, help us.
Yeah.
Educate us.
Let me see here, Susan. Bring someone else with you and have them introduce themselves to each other. Oh, yes. Oh, that's the good one, too. Okay, so you're introducing two people. You can't remember the one guy's name. You hope that he's going to introduce himself, right? Like say the name so you can.
Exactly. No, that's true. That's a good one.
Yeah. That is you're just hoping. And the guy doesn't do it. And you're like, oh, God. Then the person you're with asks you, like, what's that guy's name? I don't know. Yeah. So what do you think? Is there a trick then to remembering the person's name? What do you need to repeat it right away? Or what do you think?
There is a system. I forget what it was, but I think you attach it to something.
Oh.
I'm not exactly sure how that process works, but yeah, there's a way to do it.
Right. Yeah. The mind, right? The mind.
I'm horrible. Names are just very difficult for me.
But do you think, isn't everybody like that though? Or is that, I think some people have it mastered?
I think some people are better at it. I know it's me. I know, because you know how I am. I got to get it out quick.
Yeah.
So when I meet new people and I'm excited, I start talking. And then what was his name again?
You're self-aware too. That's the thing I love.
Yeah, I mean, I get ahead of myself. Yeah, way over my skis.
Yeah, you do. But you and this too. I think you're so knowledgeable about a wide range of things.
Well, I think part of it is too. So I'm getting older. If I don't get it out, I'll forget it. Yeah.
No. 1777, Samuel Prosser invented the toilet.
There you go.
And it couldn't have. It wasn't the same shape that it is now. Right?
You scared me when you started with
right. They must. It's got to evolve over time.
Yeah. Well, in England, Great Britain, so the WC, the water cooler, because the water used to be up here.
Is it the water closet?
Or closet. That's it. Water closet.
See, there's one.
Yeah.
Water cooler, cold water.
Yeah. Don't drink that water.
Well, in Czechoslovakia, we were over there. We were like 1979 trying out for the Canadian Olympic team. They had just a hole in the floor, and they had two like foot marks. So we were supposed to put your feet.
You know where to line up.
Oh God, we were dying laughing. It was funny. Of course, they've got warm beer over there. It was Český Budějovice, is where I guess Budweiser was invented. I guess it was two places. Český Budějovice is where Budweiser was invented over in Czechoslovakia. And it was all warm beer. They get cold, so we would have to hang it out the window
to get it freeze it up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Barry's doing some research today. He named it the plunger closet. Oh,
all right. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Plunger closet. Huh. I can look that up when we get done the show. Like, see.
What? So if we ever go on Jeopardy, we better bring some of these people with us.
Yeah, Susan and Barry in particular. Yeah. How about the bidet? Obviously, it's some French guy.
Yeah.
I wonder what that translates to, bidet.
I'm afraid.
I know. bum cleaner.
Yeah.
Bum. See those kind of inventions. I mean, part of me is jealous because I'm thinking to myself, geez, why couldn't I invent something like that? The other part's like, well, how are you thinking? Like, what's the thought process?
Yeah, how'd you arrive at that?
Yeah, like I'm going to make something that you sit on that's going to wash your bum after you poop.
Well, what do they say? Necessity is the mother of all inventions. So maybe, somebody said, man, is that you? What is that?
Oh, yeah, you're right. So the guy says, he wasn't getting clean properly.
Right.
Yeah.
And he got called out on it.
Now, do you wipe until it's totally clean, or do you got like a limited, not like 3 wipes? Wipe, fold, wipe, fold, wipe, fold.
I never really
don't pay attention. No, do you fold or bundle it up in a ball?
Fold.
Okay, I think that's the proper way, right?
Yeah, bundle. It's
Yeah. Although sometimes, like, you're in a public restroom, and they get those big things on the side. A big giant thing of toilet paper. It's hard to get it.
You pull on it, and it comes out.
Breaks.
And you get one piece.
Yeah, and then you got to pull again.
Yeah, there's a whole system I have in place.
Yes. Well, the first thing I do is when I go in those, I make sure that the paper is accessible. Sometimes it's not accessible because it's flattened up against the thing. Yeah.
Think of the people we're helping with this discussion.
No
number of people. Yeah.
No kidding. Think about it. Somebody gets stranded in the bathroom.
We're givers.
Somebody goes in there, takes a poop, and all of a sudden realizes you're in a public restroom and there's no toilet paper. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do at that point? Seriously.
You either cry for help.
Imagine that somebody's yelling, please pass me some toilet paper.
Yeah. You go, hey, can you help a brother out?
And he's got to go underneath there. And, oh, God. No, that's funny. Those things are nasty.
Why is it every single action movie, all of them, whether it's Liam Neeson or it's Denzel Washington or it's Schwarzenegger, there's always at least one fight scene in the men's room.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah. With the mirrors smashing and they rip the sink off and smash.
Sink's coming off the wall.
Yeah.
And there's not sufficient water damage too. If you're going to bring the sink off the wall,
these guys must have some intestinal issues or something.
Yeah, right too. Yeah. That is. I think about that too. You're right. There's always something going on. Yeah. Jason Bourne, Identity. Yeah. The first patent for the flushing toilet was issued to Alexander Cummings in 1775. 1777, Posser invented and patented the plunger closet. Joseph Brahma of Yorkshire patented the first practical water closet. Oh, wow.
Water closet.
See, all of that in the time period, like that's 1775 to 1778, a lot of pooping going on. Maybe
I have another public service announcement.
Okay.
If you plan on watching Roadhouse, don't
do
bother.
It. Really?
So bad.
Is a new one coming out?
Yeah, it's out now. It's on Amazon Prime. Jake Gyllenhaal, who I mean, he just doesn't have any presence.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah. Well, the first Roadhouse wasn't a great film, man.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, it was like, you just shut your brain off and you like guys beating up.
Yeah.
But this is so bad, man. And Conor McGregor's in it. He's probably the best thing in the whole film.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he's just being himself,
Right.
But it was terrible.
And they wiped it with their left hand, and they did not use toilet paper. So the saying was, "Never shake with your left hand."
Yeah.
Come on, seriously?
Yeah.
Well, we had to do that in Survivor. We're out in the water. We had to wipe with a bare hand, and there's no soap or anything like that too. So now you're going to eat your rice, and you're using the same hand you wiped your butt with. So that was sanitary.
Yeah. That goes from bleached rice to brown rice, real quick.
Nice. Just read that the bidet was invented in France when full body bathing was only done once a week. Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, wow. Yeah. They don't take a bath once a week. I guess so.
Oh, that's how it was back in the day.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad told me growing up. Yeah, Saturday night. That's it.
Saturday night bath night.
Yeah.
I told you when I first went and played junior hockey. So most people, if you go play kids hockey, youth hockey, you don't shower at the rink. You go home, take a shower if you want, maybe not. But once you start playing junior hockey, you get your own locker room and the shower's there. So first time, like I'm 15 years old, I'm going, these guys are like 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. I go to shower. I'd never showered before because we only had a bathtub at home.
Stage fright.
Oh, so yeah, I come out and the soap's all over me still. I just didn't know what to do. And the guys were like, Layden, what are you doing? I was embarrassed to tell them I'd never taken a shower before. That was my first time showering, 15 years old. Oh, God.
That's what we learn.
Yeah, very true. Joseph Gaiety was his widely credited with being the inventor of the modern commercially available toilet. Oh, wow. Gaiety's paper. Oh, toilet paper. Oh, wow. Is that what it says? Oh, no, toilet paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not till 1857. So the toilet was invented in the 1770s. So that's like 70 years there was no toilet paper.
Oof.
I guess that's a lot of one hand wiping, right? Huh. You know what? And this whole cleanliness thing. That's for me. Like growing up on the farm, we out shoveling poop and everything, just go in and eat. We never washed our hands at all.
Well, that's probably why you never got sick, because your immune system.
Yeah, you build up the immune system, right? Yeah.
I mean, if you look at photographs of like the Great Depression, every kid was covered head to toe.
Yeah,
and they probably had stronger immune systems than anybody now.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And like even younger people, nobody was fat back then.
No.
Yeah.
You ate once a day if you were lucky.
Yeah. Plus, you're outside all the time working and doing stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's a big problem, and that's why our test levels have dropped so precipitously over the past couple decades. People don't move around anymore. Men are just.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man. It's interesting talking to the group of parents. So I got up and spoke for about 10 minutes at this banquet last Thursday, and I really like to take the opportunity to kids to say, like, I played for 11 years in the NHL, and seriously, I was never the best player on any team I ever played on. Because some of these kids get discouraged because they're not the best player. Somebody's getting all the credit all the time. So I want to share, and I want to make sure I said to the parents, listen, I know you love your kids to death, but try your best not to be a snowplow parent, where you're just clearing all the problems out for them.
Yep.
I know they're probably not good. They love their kids, right? They don't want them to go through these tough times. But as you know, going through those tough times really shaping, because it's somewhere in your life they're going to go through tough times, right?
Yeah,
make mistakes. Yeah.
Yep. Prepares them.
Yeah. Totally.
So we're both hockey guys, and and you two have seen the change. When hockey became a business, it really ruined the amateur. Amateur hockey's ruined now.
Yeah, but the kids this desire, this pressure to get
AAA
them playing all year long, and
got to play junior. You're not really playing junior. They're taking $12,000 from you.
Yeah,
you're playing. It's not really.
And this jumping around from team to team. Just stay on the team where your buddies are. If you're a good enough player, you're going to make it. It's bottom line. It's just
Well, they actually have kids sign a contract now.
I know. Yeah. And they're all recruiting, they're trying to steal them off other programs and everything. Just like they're scrambling so much to that. Listen, there's a lot of programs, like one of the Greenwich Blues where I was coaching. It was more like a lower level. It was like, guys, it's not a AAA program. We're not traveling all over the place. It's local. Have some fun. If you're a good enough player, somebody else will find you. But it's inevitable. And you know what happens? Parents come back years later and they go, Tom, I should have just listened to you, right? But again, they love their kids. So
yeah, I mean, the intention is good, but the reality is harsh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, even to play Division I hockey, the numbers are so low.
And then stress on too, the mental health of kids. Yeah.
The club hockey. Let me tell you something. When my son Sean played at Montclair State, it was Division II club hockey. Mm-hmm. There were like half a dozen or more kids on that team that were AAA and had played at a high level.
Sure.
Or probably just about all of them. So it was good. It was pretty good hockey. Like we really had a coach.
Yeah.
Put me on the spot then.
Yeah, you're going to have very, very shallow. You're going to have a lot of poop information for us. So be our poop expert. We got a sleeping expert. We got a poop expert.
Yeah.
The nomads out of the desert were offering big bucks for toilet paper. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. That was wild because I can't imagine how the military guys are out there all the time doing it. That was just like 2 weeks for me where
I know like snipers that will lay in position for hours on end. They can't move. They can't be detected rather. And what they'll do is they'll get out their duty knife and dig a little trench to pee in while they're just laying there. Yeah.
Right. In the movie American Sniper, somebody's pretty accurate. They had him just peeing in his pants like he was.
Or that.
So
yeah.
Yeah, you think about that kind of stuff, right? Where those kind of guys that can't move, like the simple stuff like taking a poop, man. You like that movie, American Sniper?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's at least based on a true story too, right? So I remember talking to Al Sugarbear's he said the same thing, Mark.
Yeah.
About what?
I don't know. What in reference to what, Bill? He was a big, tough man, too. He could play. He was always like a 25-goal scorer or something.
What a nice man, too. I saw him down in Dallas. He lives in Dallas, and he's part of the Dallas alumni. He's a pilot now. He's a commercial pilot.
Wasn't he was he with Boston? Was he coaching their affiliate?
I don't think he was. I thought he said he got right into being a pilot. That could be.
Yeah, I forget. Because my buddy's kid got drafted by Boston. He's playing for him now, actually. And for some reason, Al Secord's name came up.
Oh yeah. So how hockey has changed. That's what William's talking about. He agrees with you on that. You're talking about hockey.
Oh
changing.
yeah, Bill, you're right. Yeah, it's terrible because the other part of it, which is really kind of tough too, is that it's so expensive. I mean,
Oh, I know. Oh,
$300 for a stick.
and especially with kids. So the idea of these new sticks is, as you know, the whip in it. That's how you get a better shot. Because these small kids, they can't. The stick doesn't bend when they shoot. It shouldn't be a waste of money to be spending $300. But the kids have to have it because everybody else has got it.
Now let me ask you, and I know the answer, but growing up on the farm, could your dad afford a $300 stick?
No.
So you're going to lose a lot of kids that are great hockey players that just can't afford to play. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
The problem for the league.
Yeah, and that is the thing, right? And all this traveling around too. Like, why travel for hours on a Sunday morning?
You know how many tournaments I went to where we'd go all the way up to Rhode Island?
Yeah.
We're playing teams from New Jersey.
I know, right?
What's the point?
I know. It takes some fun. Like most kids, they don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning
No.
and sit in the car for 2 hours and then 2 hours after and everything, right? Listen to
I mean,
Dad.
some of the tournaments were fun because the kids are playing knee hockey in the hallway. It's a great experience. We used to do Can-Am at Lake Placid.
Yeah, that's a good
one.
one.
That was a great tournament.
So people picture this. So they got all these kids in the hotel. The parents are sitting out on a cooler in the hallway. And the kids are playing knee hockey out in place.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh God, the parents were getting hammered.
We were at Can-Am.
Yeah.
And I had a young, I guess these kids were, at that time, they called it midget. So they're like 14 or 15 years of age. Right. And there's one kid, his mom was single mom, very attractive woman. So now, I don't know where I was, but so you got the pool at the hotel.
Right.
And, and everybody's hanging around, hold on a second. The guys are down there and they're all looking up. I'm like, what the hell? And she was on an exercise bike, like in the gym. So now, going to the locker room, we had this one kid. He's like in his 30s, but he was that one kid. Once he walked into the rink, you knew he was going to be a handful, right? This kid, Billy. And he starts asking a kid about his mother, like, "Oh, your mother's pretty hot, right?" So I pull him out. I bring him in home. I said, "Listen, Billy, that's that kid's mother. All right. So you can't be doing that."
Right. So
now he goes, "Okay, coach, I got it." So we go into the locker room. Now the kids are putting their skates on. And he looks up at me. He goes, "Hey, why? Did his mother say something to you?" And the kid knew. I'm like, "Oh, my God." Bad enough I got to worry about the dads. Now I got half the kids.
Oh, God. Yeah. Dads are a bunch of perverts, too. Well, one of the funny scenes in the locker room is, I'll put that down for 1 second. So the mothers are coming in with smaller kids have to do up their skates. So the women in the shape are bending over. No, the dads are a bunch of perverts, right? They're all, Oh.
Well,
I didn't look. I didn't.
The greatest day of coaching your son is when he can tie his own skates because you're back. It's like,
oh yeah, oh no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens in academics also. Oh, that's, okay. Our class size is only 36 in there, students, and always plus A subjects top class. University when they were Oh yeah. Yes, that youth hockey is too bad too, and it's not going to change because part of it is too, and they're not bad guys, but coaches. Some of these guys coach for a living now, so they have to have it going all year long. That's how they get paid. I think if most people, if honestly, the hockey people that know about hockey would say, no, you should not be playing hockey 12 months out of the year.
No.
Right. So.
Well, ask Wayne Gretzky. He played baseball. He said once hockey season was over, I never skated.
Yeah, he talked about that openly. Just put the skates away. And most guys are like that too. Most pro players when I first started, that was it. Now, I guess you look at the players from today, how well they're trained.
It's different.
Yeah, totally.
It's a year-round thing, and it's they're in tune with the nutrition, they're in tune with their training,
and they get private coaches too, right?
Oh God, yeah.
So so I'm a head coach of an NHL team. Like Adam Oates is a private coach,
and he gets buku. He gets big money in order.
Yeah, but how do you feel if you're the head coach of the team? Why do you have to have a private coach? You're saying I can't.
Well, I guess like every team has a skills coach now.
Yeah.
The Rangers got a new guy, but the old guy, Mark, can't pronounce the last, Caccio. He's a local guy. I've known Mark for years. He worked with Robbie Glantz, who was doing these skating things all over. I guess the thought is it's just another coach. Like, in other words, maybe you got that fourth liner that just needs to really work on passing or stick handling or something. But I agree. If
I
you're in
guess
the
what,
NHL,
yeah, I guess what is he coaching to? If he shouldn't be coaching schemes, this other coach. If it's just skills like stick handling and shooting.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's primarily what they do. You know,
We as a college, I had this guy on our team, Jeff Taskoff, a Michigan guy, great golfer, great shot. He's that guy with the real fluid swing and everything.
right?
And I was terrible. I golfed like I swung like what's his name? Some bad golfer or something. So the coach got Jeff to come over to me one day at practice and try to teach me how to shoot properly. Well, I was at that age where I was like 19, 20 years old. I just lost my mind. I couldn't do it. And it just drove me nuts. And I almost had tears in my eyes.
Sure.
Jeff was a tiny little guy. I'm losing my mind. I must have scared him to death. The coach said, okay, Jeff, you go over there. Because I couldn't do it. And I was at that age. If I couldn't do something, I was just, oh, God.
Well, you know what? Again, it gets back to what's your game? You know, I think I tell you, Kenny Danico was in Utica, Albany, one of those team, Maine Mariners. And Tommy McVie, who I love.
Yeah.
And I guess Kenny was trying to fancy Dan too much in practice.
Oh.
And, McVie used to stand up on the boards. Danico, you know what? You're a drummer, quit trying to play the violin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Yeah. I remember when Jerry Corbett was in my school, head of hockey sticks. See, it's amazing how people remember that kind of stuff.
Sure.
That's why for me, when I go to an event, I make sure like I'm on point, like I'm really engaged with the kids and like that. Because I remember, those people remember. I remember my interaction with Bobby Hull when my father took me to the rink. I'll never forget that. For like 10 minutes, he stood there and talked to me. Man, that was incredible.
Rusty's a good friend of mine. He's old school, and he was one funny dude, man.
Who's that?
Phil Russell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a tough dude too, right? He was a really big guy.
Yeah. But he's a great guy. He's just.
We lost Keith Magnuson in a car accident, right?
Yeah.
I
don't know if but we did. Yeah.
I think, and who was the guy was then the hockey player
Rob Ramage.
Rob Ramage. It was a drunk driving case too, right? Didn't he go to jail for that?
He did. Yeah.
Well,
it's too bad.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, right?
Ramage was another guy that came up, man. He was supposed to be the next thing. And he was tough.
Yeah, strong like a rock.
Strong. Yeah.
Who's the other guy? Craig McTavish, right? He spent a year in jail.
For vehicular homicide.
He was drinking at the time too, wasn't he?
Correct. Yeah.
Man.
Well, you had the Danny Heatley incident.
Oh yeah, what was that all about? I forgot. That was in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was a fellow player who was killed in the wreck.
Was Danny driving?
Yeah, it was speeding. It had nothing to do with alcohol, but he was because he had like a Lamborghini or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys buy these cars, they really don't know how powerful they are or how to drive.
And when we played, we had this feeling we were invincible. We
sure. Well, that's why we send 19-year-old men over to fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, Timmy Horton also.
That's right too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I can't remember the kid's name. Pelle Lindbergh. Right. Yeah. And then there was a kid on the Carolina. It was a cup party. It was
yes, yeah.
Jeff
Chason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drunk too. Yeah.
And they tried to get the keys from him. I'm fine. He rolled his truck.
Oh God, don't drink and drive, people.
No, please.
Especially now with Uber and everything, or sleep.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like when you hear about these celebrities getting into like what you're a celebrity. You hire a driver.
I know, but it's it's that feeling of invincibility, right? You think it won't happen to me. It won't happen to me.
Well, you walk into a restaurant, everybody comes running up. What can we do for you?
Yeah.
So you get that godlike kind of.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Unbelievable. Yeah, and you don't realize that you're being treated differently. You think that this is just the way the world is, and then like for athletes, when it ends at 35 years old or whatever, you realize it's
tough.
Yeah. Some guys have a hard time. Yeah. No show tomorrow. Time constraints, so we're moving that show to be consistently at 2:00 on Friday from now on.
Yeah.
That was we really liked that show. It was going well, so we just moved the time. But it will be there. The three of us. All right, guys, we're closing in on an hour here. Man, we can babble. So everybody, that 988 hotline. Again, did we have this show last week? We didn't have this show last week, and we lost.
You were in New York.
That's right. We lost Chris Simon and another young Russian player. So again, who knows what the details are with those? But I get just a good example, more of a public example of all the issues out there, mental health issues and everything, so we can help each other a lot more. Who knows what we could have done to help those guys if we knew what they were thinking. So, all right, brother. We have a fantastic day. Everybody have a great week. Everybody take care of each other. Everybody
get some sunshine. Get some
vitamin
D today.
Beautiful
day.
day.
Nice out.
Yes, I like that.
I'm gonna go for a hike.
All right, brother. Talk to you.
All right, man.